Hey guys, and welcome back to the part 2 of this video. Thank you everyone for stopping by and hope you're doing well. And today we are going to be talking about the PTR release that's been out since the 17th of August and also what we can expect for Season 2. Now this generally is mostly and mainly for the competitive side of Overwatch. So if you're not really into this may not be a little bit boring for you. I do apologize, but there are other information that's going to be really interesting, so keep an ear open for it, and I think you would be enjoying this video. So we're not going to delay, guys, we're going to jump into it straight away. So the first thing we're going to be covering, guys, is the general information. What they've turned around and said as Sintra, when you're using her and you're using her ultimate status communication button, she will now start telling us how many charges you got left of her teleport. They've also said if someone communicates needs healing, Anna, Lucio, Mercy, and Cynthia will now tell the team to group up to receive healing. A player will receive a mark above their head to indicate where on the map they're located, so you can try to get to that player as soon as possible and heal them as soon as you can. Torbjorn has now been added as an AI controlled hero in practice versus AI, play versus AI, and custom game modes. And this is the cool thing I think they've actually added in. They have now done a sit and laugh emotes for all heroes in the game. And if you do want to check it out, just jump into the game and have a look into it. Some of them are really cool, and I probably will do a video just to cover which ones they are. Okay guys, so now we're going to be covering about the competitive play itself of Overwatch now. There's a lot of information we're covering, so I do apologize. You probably get sick and tired of hearing my voice by the end of this video, but it's just so much that we're going to cover, guys. So we're just going to, yet again, jump into it. Now, as you know, currently within competitive gaming and quick play, we have a skill rating between 1 to 100. And there's been a lot of feedback from players to Blizzard regarding this, that they don't feel that it's giving a great value, especially not if you're just having a very good day and you're grinding your plays and you're going up from level to level to level, and then all of a sudden the next day or another day you have a really bad day and you pretty much lose everything. And it doesn't really give you that benefit and that effort they put in by just removing everything. It doesn't say how much you're earning, how much you're losing, and also they don't feel that they get the same value. Now, what they have said that anyone who is on a skill rating from 60 and above is actually within the group of 6% of all players who's got a very high skill rating, who is extremely good. But people didn't feel that way, so they scrapped that now and they're going to replace it with this new scale between 1 to 5,000, and you will now gain a full level instead of losing or just getting a very little amount of it. And they're now also introducing skill rating tiers. Now there are 7 of them, from bronze to grandmaster, and we have also a point level of it, but I will put everything on the screen for you. So if you want to check it out, just pause the video because there's a lot of things to read through. But yeah, I think this is going to be really cool, because I think a lot of players now feel more happy about to say, you know what, I'm gold, or I'm platinum, or diamond, or whatever. And they feel there's more benefit behind it, they feel more value about the time and effort they're putting into the game. Now what they have obviously covered as well is obviously about the dropouts and everything, about the skill rating. They have said that bronze up to diamond tiers will never drop out of their tier for the entire season, so you never have to worry about that. If you go into the cut-off or anything and you're like a gold, for example, if you haven't played for a while, don't worry, you will maintain gold for the entire season, which is really good news. But if you're all within the master and the grandmaster tiers, this is the part where it can obviously affect you. They have said if you have not played for a while, your skill rating will go below the tiers minimum. So keep that in mind, guys. If you're obviously trying to aim for the master or grandmaster tiers, there's obviously risk you could potentially lose it. Now what they're also going to introduce now is skill rating decay, and this is just to try to put everyone a little bit on their toes in that way. They obviously don't want to like punish anyone for not playing for a while. Anything can happen, but they also don't want people who are on quite a high tier to just get it and not actually work for it in the future. So what they've said, that anyone who is in diamond, master, and grandmaster tiers that haven't played a competitive match within 7 days will start losing skill ratings. Now if you are above a skill rating of 3,000, you will start losing 50 skill rating points every 24 hours after that 7 days. but you will never go below the 3,000 limit. So there's a cap, but still, if you're a Grandmaster and start losing a lot of points, that's not going to be a good thing for you. They've also said that if you are competing in one single match of a competitive game, the decay will halve its skill points, so that's very important. If you don't want to lose like 50, if you play one game at least, it will halve it for 25. They've also said that if you are not playing within the same rating against 7 days, you will also immediately drop out of the top 500 players. Now, some people may feel that it's a huge punishment, but from my point of view, I can kind of see why they're doing it, because they don't want to give everything for free. You obviously have to work to earn the rating and the skills that you're going to get, plus the reward that you were going to get from all that. And it's not really fair that other players can't go in that top 500 if other players don't sit there and play for maybe 2 weeks. So this is really important for you guys who are playing within the competitive side of Overwatch. Keep that in mind, because this is a very big update that will be available on Season 2. Okay guys, so the next part of this, I think a lot of people are going to be very happy about. When I read this, I was extremely happy to hear this. Sudden death and coin tossing will be completely removed. It will no longer be active in the game. I think this is a really good update they're going to do. It's a great benefit to see that they finally introduced this, because I think that is a right pain to have in the game. It will be completely removed, and it will be time banked system instead. A lot of the maps will now be within that instead. Now they have said, obviously, when it comes to the payload, it will maintain the same, because at the end of the day there was nothing you could do about that. But when it comes to the ones who had the coin toss or the sudden death, it would be completely removed and replaced with the time bank. Now, a couple of things regarding competitive points. There's been a lot of questions about it. They have actually covered that. What they said, any existing competitive points saved up from Season 1 will be multiplied by 10. After winning a competitive match, players will now receive 10 competitive points instead of 1. They've also said that if you do a draw in any game, you will receive 3 competitive points, which is really good to see that you're actually getting some kind of benefit from drawing a game. Now, what they have said though is that any gold weapon skins out there at the moment will now also be multiplied by 10. So instead of having 300, it will now cost 3,000. They've also said a soft cap is being placed on the number of competitive points that can be saved. You can now save up more than 6,000 points at start of Season 2, but will no longer accrue points by playing competitive matches. And end of season rewards will still be granted to players at the soft cap. And what they've also said here, like I said here, instead of the sudden death, the tied competitive match will now result in a draw. Players must now win at least 50 competitive matches to be eligible for a spot within the top 500. You also now must complete more matches to clear their penalty status for leaving a competitive match early. And they also says that players of drastically different skill rating, more than 500, will no longer be able to group up together in competitive matches. Now this is the one I was talking about that has a huge negative input on the community of Overwatch. As you're probably aware about, there's a lot of players out there who tend to want to group with their friends, obviously. But if we now go after the skill rating you have at the moment, some may be 71 and the other one may be, say, 25. And that, at this current time, you obviously could group up together, but the problem they had was it almost became like you were boosting them, or like a Smurf account, because you obviously never meant the same level. More than likely, the level 71 would meet someone who is about the same level as your friend. And they didn't really want to do that anymore, because it felt like it kind of destroyed for other players to get a chance to win the games and actually be able to level up. So what they have now said is that they're going to completely remove that, and they're going to tighten that up, and it's going to be a lot closer rating together. And I don't know, it's a lot of people had kind of negative input on it. They said, well, why can't you do maybe a kind of one for just grouping up with your friends? There's not any particular rating, you can just play with your friends and just play around. And then there's obviously for the competitive side of it, you get more within the rating that you're looking for, that you're supposed to have. But from what I've read, both on Blizzard's own forum and other ones, is a huge negative input. So we have to see what Blizzard's going to do about this, but I don't think they're going to change it, because I can see why they're trying to do it, but we just have to see what the plans are going to be for the future. So there we go, guys. This is currently what we're looking at for the new update that will be available for us in the beginning of September. Now, I was going to cover the new character update that's been available, but I did not realize how much information there were actually in this video. We're already going strong here for almost 11 minutes. So what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to finish this off today, and I'm going to do another video for you covering it more about the character updates that's going to be available for us. So I really hope you enjoy it. I hope that the information I've given you hasn't been too confusing and you have enjoyed the video. But if there's any questions, drop me down a comment below. Remember to hit that like button if you do like the video. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. And also subscribe to the video if you want to see more future content. But until the next one, guys, thank you everyone for your time and take care of yourself. See ya!